Hello, everybody. This is Luca Majno. I'm here with Frank Gregory Ford. Once again, this is Global News Update on TLBTV, where we give you complete, backstage, up-to-date info on the developments occurring in the world today. And without further ado, we're going to give the floor to Greg right away because we probably have a lot to talk about in 15 minutes. Greg, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Luca. Okay, so
All
I'm
right.
ready to go. Okay,
What
all I
have,
can say, go ahead.
what have we got?
Okay, all I can say is when the news is sent to me, I'm actually afraid to open it up anymore. What a bunch of buffoonery! What is the whole world thinking about us right now? When the two superpowers, are busy trying to act like they're not spying on each other, and and when they should be doing something like serving, their own people. Look at Russia. Right now, there's a rioting going on in 100 cities right now. Okay, and they've got the presidential contender Navalny locked up in jail. Okay, what kind of what kind of crap is this? All right, and then we won't even mention coming to the United States. Okay, uh, and what do I turn on the radio on the TV today, and what do I hear? Okay, I hear that Vladimir Putin ordered his intelligence services to slant the election process. Okay, well, first of all, that's nothing new. Let's get over it. Okay, uh, what 5 weeks ago, the United States attempted to slant the French election.
Right.
Okay, I mean, we better clean up our own houses, is what we have to do. All right. There's been so much chicanery and nonsense going on in the United States and Russia that now it's finally coming home to roost. Through the modern miracles of communications, people are beginning to think about all this nonsense. Okay. And they're beginning to say, hey, he works for us. They work for us. We don't work for them. All right. And that's what this is coming down to. And the scary thing that comes to mind is, as I've been saying all along, is that the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, its sole job is to work for the powers that be. The big money, the old money in this country. They're not there to keep this country safe. I mean, show me a time when they've saved this country from being attacked. Okay, what, World War II, Pearl Harbor? No, afraid not. Okay, no, as you probably have heard me say many times about my experience with 9/11, how I was briefed by military intelligence 14 months before it hit, and all of a sudden the CIA knew nothing. They're swearing they know nothing. I'll put it that way. And then we find out. I find out that all 19 hijackers were working for the CIA, and I don't mean the Culinary Institute of America. Okay, that's what's going on right now. Okay, and so what happens is then, okay, as of this afternoon, I hear what is it? I hear that Obama was told by our signal intercept folks, okay, the SIGINT of intelligence, that hey, Russia was doing this, and what happened? They choked. Quote, choked. That's what I saw in the news today. They choked when the president of the United States is told that another president has ordered the intercepts and the manipulation of our elections. Gosh, where does this sound familiar? I hate to bring up fairly recent history, but didn't that sound familiar with the Bush election, manipulating the votes, manipulating the machines? Okay, and that was the first time he was caught. And it was so easy, nobody said anything. And the second time, okay, in Ohio, he was caught, manipulating the machines. And did anybody do anything? This is the problem we have right now, folks. Is we've got people, interfering with the most cherished value and possession of our democratic society is the right for people to vote and change or confirm the leadership of this country. Okay, We're not doing it. We're not doing it. We're letting a bunch of snake oil salesmen, and robber baron families like the Bush family, okay, that group of psychotics,
Mhm.
run around and rip off everything about this country that they can find to rip off, okay? And if you think, that stops at killing people, oh, hardly. How many millions has George H.W. Bush killed? How many millions in the Middle East did, and that includes Afghanistan, did George Bush, W. Bush,
Mhm.
okay, that idiot, okay, how many did he kill? All right, and something more personal, to me, showed up this afternoon. Okay, I want everybody, when they have a chance, to go to the torture, okay, torture for interrogation hearings now that are going on the CIA. Okay, uh, a psychologist by the name of Mitchell and another psychologist by the name of Jessen are recounting, which is very familiar to me, the person speaking, because something happened. Remember, I filed charges in Iraq to stop horrible torture going on by Americans, to and they were torturing their victims, the Iraqis.
Mhm.
Okay, this was all based on an old formula in Vietnam called the Phoenix program.
Right.
No way. CIA is attempting to bring in the Phoenix program to put into existence in the United States. Has anybody noticed how the police are getting more militarized?
Violent.
Okay, anybody noticed it?
Mhm.
All right. Well, surprise. When was the last time you saw a policeman held accountable for shooting a black man in this country? When?
Right.
I can't remember a time. Oh, we saw footage of 8 policemen beating one black man, beating him half to death. Okay, and they all got off. Okay, that was on film, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So what we have here now is that was so easy to get away with, and nobody said a word about us being in Afghanistan, which is going on 16 years. And surprise, it was so easy that the powers that be are sending more soldiers into Afghanistan. 16 years, the
Mhm.
longest ground war ever in U.S. history, ever.
Yeah.
Okay, and the funny thing is, guess who's beating us in Afghanistan? It was a group that we started and organized with our quote advisors. All right, they call the Taliban. The Taliban is running over us. Surprise, because guess what? They they took their lessons from us, and they studied us, and now they know how to defeat us. Okay, no, put it this way, folks. The CIA, their big target right now is to go ahead and control the United States. Okay, they have made the ultimate intelligence coup, and that intelligence coup is targeting the people of the United States. All right, there's nothing more to say about this.
I think we saw a really good example of that in Standing Rock with the authorities and the hardware from Iraq and the attack dogs
That's right.
from G4S. You know. Yeah.
That's right, Luca.
Right.
Here's the deal. If you see military vehicles supporting police operations and the police acting like a military organization, rank and file, the whole bit,
Mhm.
stomping, when they close in and beating you to half to death, for nothing, okay, just because you're there. Okay, guess what, folks? That's called militarization, and the Project Phoenix, the Phoenix Project
Yeah.
from Vietnam is responsible. And please don't believe me, but
Mhm.
boy, I'll tell you what, this time you're whistling past the graveyard. If you don't believe me and find out for yourself, yes, okay. The Phoenix Project is a disaster, was in Vietnam. It killed how many millions of people horribly,
Mhm.
and for every intents and purposes, you know, uh, Dick Cheney is the father, okay, of bringing the Phoenix Project to El Salvador, bringing the Phoenix Project to Honduras.
Mhm.
Okay, by the way, the most recent coup by Hillary Clinton. Okay, the bringing the Phoenix Project to Guatemala. All right. I was there. I know. I saw it. Okay. Yes, it's alive and well. And guess what I did when I was in Iraq? I filed charges to try to stop it. All right. 52 of my patients that had me take care of them medically from our kinder and gentler interrogation project.
Right.
All right. Guess what? They were killed at Abu Ghraib prison. Okay. Including the banker, the ultimate source of intelligence that we needed, the banker of Saddam Hussein, that former CIA employee. Okay. Yes, he was a CIA employee along with Assad, along with the Shah of Iran. Okay. Along with Gaddafi, Colonel Gaddafi. Guess what? Okay. They're all CIA employees. In fact, 2 days ago, I saw one of my old alumni in Libya. Okay. And guess what? He's leading ISIS in Libya. His name is Abdel Belhaj. Okay. And guess what? He worked for the CIA, and for good measure, because he was fighting processing drugs for the CIA into the United States. Okay, gee, imagine, the CIA importing drugs into the U.S. Okay, well, Belhaj, all right, had the sheer pleasure of having the CIA torture his family in front of him. Okay, so now he's no longer working for the CIA. He is actually working for ISIS and leading ISIS. Okay, can you imagine that? Why would somebody leave the wonderful care of CIA to go work for ISIS, a maniacal group like ISIS? Okay, anybody have any questions or wondering? I can tell you. Okay, so we have 2 CIA torturers. Okay, from Abu Ghraib, by the way, Iraq, that are upcoming. They're facing trial now. All right, facing trial, and you can read their story. Jessen and Mitchell. Okay, look them up. Don't believe me, as I always say.
Exactly.
Go research yourself. Okay, but they want to import torture into this country, and by the way, I don't know if you know this, but that's one of the good things that Obama did in secret, as he got signed off where he could have ordered any American tortured. Same way with Trump. Can you imagine Donald Trump ordering somebody to be tortured? Okay, well, that's the case that it is right now. Any American can be assassinated, okay, assassinated by a president of the United States. Okay, guess what? You can be. He doesn't even have to justify it. He doesn't even have to ask anybody. That's Donald Trump for you.
That's the NDAA, right?
What is an NDAA?
National Defense Authorization Act. Yeah, that's probably what that is. That Obama brought through. Yeah.
But no, you're right. Absolutely. And surprise, this is all going into the Supreme Court on my case. All right. Yeah. My case is they're going to decide in 2 months, within 2 months, on my case about whether I have the right to bring a case against the United States for all the torture that they did to other people and torturing me. Okay, torturing me, myself, Frank Gregory Ford, for torturing me. That is up right now. Okay, up at the Supreme Court. All right. To be quite honest, I don't hold out much hope, folks. Okay, because law seems to be a minor detail in our legal justice system, which is still claiming to be the cornerstone foundation of our whole society. No, not quite. If you got a problem with the law, just call somebody like George W. Bush to straighten it out for you. Okay? Always remember George's favorite quote that I just love, and I love to tell the American people this, to show you how much danger we are in now. All right? And that danger is George Bush informed, okay, the press, the world, that he would not be held responsible by a, quote, goddamn piece of paper. This was our president of the United States. And yes, we have some real danger right now. All right. We have a president that obviously was elected illegally. And what happens, to the runner up, okay, Hillary Clinton? Oh, great idea. Let's put Hillary in office. Okay. How many people has she murdered? Okay. As she's recently caught up in human trafficking. Okay. Drug running. Oh, drug running is a piece of cake. 10% for years, several years. That was paid to her by the Bush family for running cocaine, through their state, the state of Arkansas. Okay, Mena Airport, remember that?
Yeah.
So great. We are in some trouble here. All right, some real trouble. And I beg your listeners, Luca, please don't believe me. Go look it up. Go start citing, various references on this issue. Okay, because I say that because all 6 of our media networks are all owned by right-wing interests. Okay,
Yeah.
entirely right-wing interests.
96% of the media is owned by Israel. So,
Oy vey, oy vey. Okay, and you see what happens if you criticize Israel or point a few things out,
yeah.
like we just got through with the anniversary of the sinking, not the sinking, but the attack on the Liberty. Oh, find out what happens. Okay, find out what happens if somebody like me points out the role of Israel in the 9/11 attacks.
Yeah.
All right, or if I bring up the fact that Israel was there in in Iraq, and I got this. They were in the command of General Janice Karpinski. I got this directly from her. Okay, I worked in her intelligence department, and guess what? She told me she had no say about the Israelis being in her command. And if she had a problem with it, she could call Washington. That's what they told her. Okay, pardon me. Okay,
Absolutely.
what is this? Okay, Israelis killed Phil Marshall. Okay, Phil Marshall, who blew the whistle on who paid for the attack on 9/11. And I was just up there last week. I guess this qualifies as new news, recent news. All right. So anyway, that's why I'm really frightened right now. I just spent 3 decades in the government replacements and instability business. Okay, government instability. All right, that's the buzzword for saying that they're going to come into your house. They're already there, by the way, and they're going to spy on you. Has anybody in the government seen any serious intent to repeal the surveillance laws that were put into place? That's what I saw was the great terrorist attack, was the fact that the slightest provocation, the government would impose police state laws and never repeal them and, quote, make them permanent.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what we have. Remember, okay, and my parting words on pay attention to communication, coordination, control, and command and collation. Okay? Those are the forces that are governing what we have right now. Okay? Entirely from the president on down through this organization called the CIA that has now taken over the United States. Yes, it is a rogue network. All right, that's what we have. Okay.
I have a question.
Everyone, research and listen and watch.
I have a question. Would you be calling that the Israelification of the United States?
It's not too far off what goes on in the UK. All right, it's not too far from what goes on in Israel. All right, so. But yes, this is the United States. We're not supposed to have this, okay? And I will toot my horn. I'll toot my horn right now on a closing note and say, look, all right, has anybody ever listened to me, checked anything out, and found me to be wrong? Okay, I don't believe you have, or anybody has. Okay, 30 years of doing it, I think I know what I'm talking about, and we are in a dangerous, precarious position right now. All right. And if you don't believe me, here, try this, folks. Notify your government that you're not going to pay your taxes.
Right.
Okay. All right. So we'll see how long you're around and communicating with everybody before you're thrown into one of those non-existent camps in Arizona, those FEMA camps, and New Mexico. Go ahead and try it. I challenge anybody to do that. All right. So anyway, that's what I have to say this evening, Luca.
Right. They were also on my closing note. I just wanted to add something, because Israel has been talking about breaking up the United States and caving in the United States inside itself and using it as a whore, basically, for Israel.
Well, after watching how they behaved on 9/11. Okay,
Yeah.
leaping for joy. Okay, and check out our defense industry contractors. Guess who most of them are? Okay, who handle the defense of the United States. Guess who? Oi, oi, it's Israel.
Mm.
Okay, people say, "Oh, I'm anti-Zionist." No, I'm not. I'm not anti-Jew. I'm not anti-Hebrew.
Mm.
Okay, but I am anti-Israel. All right. When they killed the Marshall family for trying to notify Americans what happened on 9/11, when they attacked without any hesitation, attacked the Liberty. Okay, pulled their gunboats up right next to the Liberty,
Mm.
and machine gunned U.S. sailors that were on fire trying to leap overboard to put the flames out. Okay, I saw the footage.
Yeah.
Anybody listening? I saw the footage. Yeah, there was no mistaken identity. I saw the footage.
Yeah.
All right,
It
of
was another.
Israelis killing Americans.
It was just another false flag, like all the other ones, controlled by the Rothschild Zionist dynasty.
And then when I heard that John McCain's father was the one who actually covered up the attack, the
Yeah.
Liberty attack, and I have a footage of Lyndon Baines Johnson, LBJ,
Mm.
walking around the Oval Office yelling, "I want that quote," and I want everybody to remember,
Mm.
"I want that goddamn ship on the bottom of the ocean."
Yeah.
All right. What does that tell you about Israel's control, okay, of this country?
Mm.
Sorry, okay. It isn't
Yeah.
supposed to be that way. All right. So, forget it. They're not going to turn this country into another disaster. All right. Start another war, with their bankers, okay, and cave this country in, as you say, and turn it into a whore state. A state,
This is what they have to this is what the people have to understand. Again, don't believe us, my parting note, but understand that Israel is a Rothschild Zionist, a creation, just like the U.S. was. So Rothschild bankers are deciding what goes, and Israel is feeding off of the United States. So it's very clear what's going to happen. Anyways, Greg, thank you so much. We'll talk to you Wednesday.
All right. It's my pleasure. If anybody wants me back, I'll be glad to come back.
Thank you
talk.
so much.
Okay. All right, Luca, you got it. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night to your listeners.